Hey, what's up, man? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of My Take. So, Canelo Alvarez did exactly what I said he was going to do. He pulled off the achievement of fighting a fighter that nobody wanted to see again. All right, so after the fight of Canelo fighting Jaime Mugia, somebody that I mentioned is someone just like him who ducked a lot of fighters. But obviously he was going to fight a Canelo Alvarez because of the money aspect, the payday. But the thing that, and I'm not gonna get too much in it because I'm gonna do is the post outside of the conference, outside of this one. So the thing about it is Canelo was asked a question after the fight. Okay, a long, hard fight with Jaime Mugia. It was a little bit of action packed, but he was asked a question: "What about David Benavidez? Okay, do he want to fight him?" And all of a sudden, he start talking about money. If it's the money is right, then he'll fight him. The problem that I have in this whole scenario, when Al Heyman in the PVC had set up for him to fight a 3-fight deal and including David Benavidez and Jamal Charlo. He declined it, even though it was more money on the table, right? It was more money on the table. He declined it. Even the fans disagree with Canelo because first, when he Vivo Mexico, I wanted to this night to be for the fans, and when they asked Canelo Alvarez, the question about fighting David Benavidez, he started talking about money. So the problem that I have with this whole situation is, how do you decline millions? I'm talking about tens of million more dollars, to fight the Charlos and the David Benavidez, and then you go fight Bivol and John whoever, right? Go fight a bunch of nobodies, and then when it comes time to fight David Benavidez, you mention money. Make it make sense. It's not adding up. It's just showing that the Canelo Alvarez is not willing to fight a fighter that he feel like is going to be an equal fight, a 50-50 fight. This dude would not fight nobody unless they're on some type of injury, they haven't fought in a long time, are they a smaller opponent, or he weight drain them. And if I'm lying, go check out the history. First of all, like I said, he lost to Austin Trout, but he got the head nod. Second of all, when he fought Julio Cesar Chavez, he weight drained him. When he wanted to fight Triple G, he wanted to fight Triple G at 154, even though Triple G basically was a 160 pounder. So, as I mentioned to y'all, Canelo Alvarez has found an excuse for every opponent in their peak, in their prime. Now, the Jamel Charlo's been trying to fight Canelo Alvarez since he was at 154. He didn't want to fight him on an even playing field. So what happened? What happened was he didn't want to fight him. But miraculously, Jamel Charlo comes off a hand surgery and, in a hand injury. Now, all of a sudden, you want to fight him. Now that Jamel Charlo is known for having mental issues, now all of a sudden you want to fight him. And hit the subscribe button if y'all new, man. We're looking to build this channel. But now all of a sudden, Canelo Alvarez want to fight Jamal Charlo. Before he fought Jaime Mugia, one of his things was to fight Jamal Charlo. He was okay after Jamal Charlo chased this man for over 7 years, trying to fight him at 154. But now all of a sudden that Jamal Charlo, it has a mental issue. He wants to fight him now. And this is a pattern that you see from Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez will duck a fighter until he see vulnerability. If I'm lying, please, if you subscribe, unsubscribe. If I'm telling the truth, hit the subscribe, the subscription button. But that dude would not fight any person at their peak. And he thought that he was going to have an advantage to fight a Dimitri Bivol. But when he saw Dimitri Bivol in that ring, he didn't want to rematch him. He made an excuse, felt like he won, even though he lost by a landslide. But that man would not fight nobody until they see vulnerability. That's the reason he would not fight David Benavidez. He know David Benavidez will win, or at least have a legit shot at winning. And not just win, possibly beat him worse than Dimitri Bivol did. And it's sad, man. It's sad that the fact that, we're not getting the fights. And people have told me, man, be happy, be grateful, be thankful. Be thankful that Canelo is still fighting somebody good. No, I don't want him to fight just nobody good. We want him to fight the people that we want to see him fight. And if y'all not willing to make that happen, don't call him the best. That's the thing. A fighter that I like compared to a fighter that y'all like, the difference is I'm not willing. I mean, I'm willing to see if my fighter is the better fighter. Most of these people are the reason boxing is dying, because they don't want to see the fights. They just want to say that their fighters is the best without proving it. But Canelo Alvarez, man, and then you see on this thumbnail right here that he's happy about it. He act like he does something. Nobody asked for John Ryder. Nobody asked for I forgot how to say his name. I can't even say his name. Nobody asked for those fights. Nobody asked you to fight a James Kirkland. Nobody asked you to fight specific fights. I have an issue with the fact that this man is unwilling and unwavering to fight certain fights. Why? You say you the best, but everybody that this man has fought, Amir Khan, what happened with that? Oh, brought him up. Floyd Mayweather. Just so happened Floyd Mayweather's skills was too much for Canelo. But Floyd Mayweather didn't ask him, man, what you do? What's your accolades? Like he's doing Benavidez. Nobody's asking him this question. That's why when he said after the Jaime Munguia fight, oh, Vivo La Mexico, they started cheering. Yeah, they started cheering. But when they asked him the question about David Benavidez, the man started talking duck talk, start saying if the money is there, he'll fight him tomorrow and all this other crap. But the money been there. That's the problem. The money has been there for Canelo Alvarez, and he still denied it and declined it. He didn't want to fight. That man had a 3-fight deal for over $100+ million for over that. And then this man, now all of a sudden, he didn't want the money then. Money wasn't an issue then, but now money is an issue. He said money don't matter. I guess money doesn't matter to him unless it's to fight David Benavidez. And then you start talking about his weight. But nobody ever talks about Canelo always being the heavier fighter most of the time when he fighting smaller fighters. And it ain't even by a little bit. That man outweighed Floyd Mayweather by over 25 pounds when he fought him. What weight wasn't an issue then, but David Benavidez possibly being 25 pounds heavier than him is an issue. That's an issue. But when you're the one that's 25 pounds heavier than your opponent, that's not an issue. Like, bro, I'm telling you, I don't like this dude, man. It's not because I don't just like him. It's because I don't like the credit that they give this man and how they ignore that he put every fighter at a disadvantage. That's the thing I don't like about Canelo. He put every fighter at a disadvantage. Ever since Canelo became the A side, that man hasn't did one integral thing. None. So I'm just saying, man, in the sport of boxing, this is the reason it's dying. You see, weight matters. Look at the Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. Weight matters. When you don't make the weight and you don't deplete yourself like your opponent, you got the advantage. You had the advantage. When you out there weight draining somebody like Gervonta Davis did Ryan Garcia, you have an advantage. We got to start bringing boxing back to where we get the best fights. If the generation back then was the same as now, we would have never got Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier. We would never have got Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman. We have never got Muhammad Ali versus Larry Holmes. We have never gotten these fights because now you got fighters who are so emotionally tied to other fighters, to these fighters, that they don't even want their fighter to even get in the ring with other fighters. Now, I was a Errol Spence fan. Errol Spence ended up losing badly to Terrence Crawford. But that didn't matter to me. I just wanted to see if Errol Spence was a better fighter than Terrence Crawford. Turned out to be, it wasn't the case. You know, I don't know if he was injured. I don't know. None of that. Errol Spence didn't make an excuse. But the point that I'm making is Canelo Alvarez refuses to fight anybody in their peak. And to be honest, if he knew Bivol was as good as he was, he would have never fought Bivol. But to have a Triple G, a Demetrius Bivol, and another fighter, right? He played it on the safe side, but he didn't want to see Jamal Charlo. He didn't want to see Errol Spence, and he didn't want to see David Benavidez. That was too much like right for him. That was too much like right. And not only that, this is before even knowing that Errol Spence lost to Terrence Crawford. He had millions upon millions, hundreds of millions on the table. But that money didn't matter at that time. But now money mattered. So this is why I'm getting on Canelo Alvarez. In fact, I might be getting on Canelo all day because nobody wanted to see no Jaime Munguia. Did you ask for Jaime Munguia? I didn't ask for no Jaime Munguia. I knew the outcome. If you go back and watch my videos, I said what was going to happen. I said early on, Jaime Munguia was going to have a little bit of success. But the only part that I was wrong on, I thought that Canelo was going to knock him out. But he didn't knock him out. They went 12 rounds. You know, but man, let me know. Let me know what y'all thinking. You know, I'm on here so y'all can give y'all opinion. Anybody that think I'm wrong about what I'm saying, let me know. You know, but definitely leave a comment down below in the comment section, man. Like I said, man, if y'all enjoy this content, man, hit the subscribe button. You know, I'm going to be doing a lot of my takes, you know, but that's my take far as on the answer and the response of Canelo Alvarez. The answer, the question was, are you going to fight David Benavidez? And don't forget that Canelo, if he wanted to, he can have 7 fights in 1 year if he want to. That's how much he control his own destiny. So the fight ain't happening. It's not happening because of David Benavidez, but Canelo don't want that fight. So, you know, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do other than to try to apply some disagreement with how Canelo is moving. And I think that Canelo, if you go back and really look at, the chronological order in the history of every fight that he made, Canelo have always put himself at an advantage. He never fought a fighter where the fighter was on even playing field, you know, but that's all I got for now.